Let's face it, the odds are stacked against you. You have already been mistaken, you have faced setbacks, or perhaps you have been confronted with failure while trying to pursue your greatest desires and wants. Anyway, I must say you will do so over and over again. And today, here we are to challenge your perception of mistakes and discover how you can both embrace your failure and benefit from it. I'm a 16-year-old girl for now, and I've spent most of my life striving for perfection and denying myself the right to fail. A nice girl, they said. In kindergarten, even though I didn't want to, I was expected to be the most obedient and quiet child, so that my mother could be pleased with her perfect daughter. And a nice girl couldn't let anyone down, as I thought. The best student, they remarked. In school, I always aspired to excel at everything, so that my teacher could hold me up as an example of academic achievement. And the best student couldn't be wrong, as I thought. Do you know what happened afterwards? I began to lose motivation and self-confidence as my fear increased. With all of that uncertainty surrounding me, every step felt like a struggle against the possibility of failure. I'm a 16-year-old girl, and trust me, now I know why we confront with the fear of failure. So, where does it stem from? If you have ever experienced anxiety due to others' criticism, judgment, or disapproval, social pressure is the likely root of your worry. However, your fear stems from perfectionism if you have ever believed that your accomplishments can determine who you truly are. One likely cause of your dread is that you misinterpret success, believing it's a straight road, when in reality it's rather a step one. According to JEM Adult Population Survey 2023, from 1 in 4 of those adults seeing good opportunities in Iran and the Korean Republic agree they would not start a business for the fear it might fail. To 3 out of 5 in China, India, South Africa and Saudi Arabia. That proves one of the major obstacles facing most of the world's economies is the fear of failure, as it inhibits creativity, ambition, and risk-taking. And eventually, let's admit, its effects extend beyond the realm of business and economics. I have 10 friends, and 6 are afraid to be mistaken. One of them has aspirations of becoming a journalist, but she never would, because what if she would not make enough money out of it? Then she decides to better forget her passion and select a specialty that is far less appealing. Although he would like to relocate to a larger city, he never would, since he fears being judged if he fails. So he rejects this dream and does not consider it again. Have these feelings ever happened to you? Have you ever felt that all opportunities for your personal growth and self-development pass by unnoticed? Or perhaps someday you give up on your dreams because they were unattainable at some point. Occasionally, you let your fear of failure control, confine, and imprison you. But can it truly stop you? No way, because you are going to put an end to it. In what way? Now let's investigate. Last spring, I participated in a live philosophical seminar class concerning Ukrainia's future. During this program, I got the opportunity to express my thoughts and points of view to other teenagers. And I still can recall my first talk, which was titled, "Why Ukrainians' Victory is Crucial for Europe." I spent days getting ready to make sure I would be perfect, as I usually did, because I was extremely frightened of failing. As I began my speech, each word was carefully chosen and my language was clear to ensure understanding. Not yet. My hands were shaking, my breathing became harder, and my mind started to race, just as I began speaking. Eventually, all my efforts turned out to be in vain, and I totally failed. You might probably believe I was ashamed. Surprisingly, though, I felt like a winner. I overcame my fear, as I had faced it. So the next time you confront with the dread of failing, imagine yourself inside a large bubble with no trace of someone else's existence. And when just you and your fear, give yourself permission to fail. While accepting your probable mistake and paying attention to your inner voice, you'll be better able to view it as a learning path to accomplishment. However, how can you truly allow yourself to make mistakes? Is it even possible? Definitely. Whenever I experienced anxiety over failure, I used to ponder over possible outcomes all the time. What if I gave a bad response? What if I overlooked the deadline? What if I got rejected? So what would happen then? Once my mom questioned. She remarked that I would always have a sort of second attempt. Then should I worry about what if something happened? Should you worry? Absolutely not. So the next time you find yourself struggling with the fear of failure, ask yourself, what will happen if I fail? Without a doubt, the most terrifying things will cross your mind at first. However, next, keep in mind you are not alone. Ask for help. You can talk to your family members, friends, classmates, or to anyone you wish in order to discuss your anxieties and get a new perspective on them. These will help you to evaluate the actual consequences of your probable failure. Trust me, they normally do not turn out to be as horrible as you anticipate. Imagine you are students stressing out about an upcoming exam. You are convinced that if you fail, it will be the end of the world. You spend sleepless nights worrying about the worst-case scenarios, becoming a high school dropout, living in your parents' basement, doomed to lifelong dependence, missing all goals and opportunities, while putting a cross on yourself. Then you would decide to talk to Uncle Bob. He listens to you, laughs, and says, "Let me tell you something. I had failed my driving test 6 times in a row before I finally got my license. Did it ruin my life? Heck no! Sure, I had to take a bus for a while and suffered in a hot, crowded subway. But now I look back and smile. Why? Because I improved physically while hurrying up to a bus station, trying to jump through the closing doors. Because I made a lot of incredible pulls in the subway while waiting for my station. Anyway, I realized that these 6 setbacks were beneficial for me, since they brought to my life memories and experiences. Let's consider your past challenges. Was it stressful? Have you ever believed that a mistake you make, such failing a test, not obtaining the job you want, or not getting the interview, can completely wreck your life? I have. This autumn I had to do well in the interview in order to get accepted into one of the most appealing educational programs. And I still can recall all my anxieties and worries, because this program seemed to be everything I had always wanted. I ultimately didn't pass the interview. Nevertheless, after the first failure in the interview, went the second one, then the third. After 3 attempts, I was finally accepted into the greatest program out of all the ones I was applying to. And that's how I ended up here. So when you finally figure out on your own that failure won't ruin your life, it will become easier to own up your mistakes and grow from them. Can you hear it? This rhythmic sound isn't just your heartbeat. It's the melody of life, full of opportunities and risks, with chances of success and probabilities of failure. It rises and falls, ebbs and flows, just as we do. Embrace each beat that composes the melodies of our lives, reminding us that as long as our heart beats, we are learning, failing, and growing. We are alive. And keep in mind, failure isn't an embracing setback, but rather a unique opportunity for your growth. Make mistakes, embrace failure, and achieve your success. Thank you.